Hello everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play Star Trek Online series. This is episode 3, and in today's episode we will be doing the first mission on the Klingon front campaign, which is Stranded in Space here. But before we get to that, after going over the final few minutes of the last video, I realized there was a number of things that I had actually forgotten to set up. When I said that that was all, I was apparently lying. So I'm going to go through those first before we get onto the mission. First thing, in the stations, I realized I forgot to set up my full away team. I really don't want those security guys coming along. They're, friggin' red shirts. They're useless. Only there to get killed, really. We all know how that goes, don't we? Anyone who's watched any of the Star Treks knows how that goes. Red shirt beams down with you, he's gonna die. Well, except... well, red shirt in the original series, They had to change it. They had to change it on us, just because reasons. So I now got all my bridge officers as my away team crew. Also realized I had forgotten to go through my traits. I actually came on earlier and cleared out all the pre-selected ones that the game had put on for me. And now I'm going to go through and pick the ones I want. As you see, until level 10, we only have these 3 slots available. 3 for ground, 3 for space, rather. Which is a lot better than it used to be when I first started. When I first started, we had about, 6 slots total, and you had to fit all your ground and space ones into those 6 or so. I can't remember the exact number. But it was a pretty small, limited amount, and as you can see here, this new system, once you hit level 60, you get 9 traits. Excuse me. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. Too much Pepsi. Yeah, once you hit level 60, you've got 9 ground traits and 9 space traits. Not to mention, of course, all the new stuff that's come in since I played last. The starship traits, all your reputation traits, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll go through and choose the ground ones first. There's a few... what do I want? A basic one that I always get. Sure-footed. Protection from knockback and root. Improves resistance against abilities that knock you back or root you in place. This trait reduces the chance a knock will affect you, and it will reduce the duration of a root. Sure-footed also enhances aim and crouch. While in aim mode you are immune to root effects, while in crouch mode you are immune to knock effects. And since I always both aim and crouch when fighting enemies with ranged weapons, that's very useful for me. So I take that as my first one. I always grab sure-footed. Next, what do I want next? I'm a scientist. Medical Vanguard is a good choice. Ground trait, this trait enhances all of your buffs and heals to harden their target's shields, preventing any damage from bleeding through the shields and hitting the target. They also provide a moderate shield heal to the target, ensuring that their hardened shields can adequately protect them. So with this, when I use my medical tricorder here to heal myself or an ally, it also regens some shields and reduces the damage they take, and makes it so that they block all damage instead of having the 10% bleed through or whatever it is that they usually do. So that's a good one for science officer. And what else have we got here? Stubborn, sturdy, yeah, damage ones, not hugely important at the moment. Or at least the flat damage ones aren't. This one, I do like this one. Covert. Increases the effectiveness of your stealth abilities and increases your exploit damage. Now, stealth abilities, not a huge concern. The exploit damage is what we're after here. Plus 20% health, plus 1000% exploit damage. Plus 2% bonus damage when flanking your target, which is also nice. But an extra 1000% exploit damage, I'll take that, because my lovely little split beam rifle here has an exploit attack, the auto-targeting beam. If I wait until the enemy's exposed and hit them with that, ordinarily does 50.9 phaser damage on up to 3 targets. Times that by 1,000. That's a hell of a lot of damage. I think that's the way it works anyway. Sounds cool anyway. Okay, so that's our 3 ground traits picked. Space traits. This is where things get interesting. Normally, most of my builds I go with things that increase damage and all that kind of stuff for space. I have to go things a bit differently this time because most of the damage increasing things are focused on your energy weapons, I believe. And I don't have any energy weapons. But what I do have is science abilities. Now, 10% bonus damage to exotic damage powers when struck by energy damage stacked up 3 times. Don't think the tachyon beam actually does exotic damage yet. If I remember from one of my other characters, there is a way to add damage to it. I think it's one of your personal skills over here. So that'll be a fair ways off yet. What will affect it, I do believe. Yes, here we go. Starship Drain Expertise. Improves energy and shield drains and resistance the same. So this one will affect the tachyon beam, which is a cornerstone of my offensive strategy with this build, because I need to take the shields down for the torpedoes to have the greatest effect. So I'll grab Astrophysicist there from the first one. What else can we grab that's going to be useful? Crit chance, crit severity, not really, no. I mean, it's useful enough when you've got beam weapons that are hitting, you know, several times a second or whatever. The 1 and 2% chance is quite useful, but torpedo heavy armament, it's not going to make a huge difference. Outgoing shield healing, max shield hit points. Warp Theorist. Improves your warp core potential skill, which increases all power levels of your ship. Also improves electroplasma systems, which improves power transfer and regeneration rates aboard your ship. I'll go with that. That's good. That's a good all-rounder. That's good for everything, like regardless of what you're doing with your ship. And I think for my third one, I will simply take elusive or accurate. 10% defense, take less damage. 10% accuracy, better chance of hitting the enemy. I'm gonna have to go with the accuracy on this, because torpedo weapons, you know, if it, again, beam weapons, if you miss 1 or 2 shots, it's not a huge deal. Torpedoes, 6-second reload, it can, yeah, I mean, it's still not the end of the world if you miss, but it hurts a lot more than if it's beam weapons. So we got our traits picked now. We remembered to sort out our away team, so we're not stuck with the red shirts. And one more thing I was going to do. Oh, there's a console there. I completely forgot about this in the last video, but I just remembered when I started doing this one today. I did mention at the beginning that I had no compunction whatsoever against using Zen store items that I had already purchased with other accounts, or not other accounts, other characters, which I shall do right now. No, no, no. Ah, there she is. You can see from the price thing here, I have already purchased this with another character. The Oberth class science vessel. Many of you will recognize it from Search for Spock, where it was the USS Grissom, I think? Was it Grissom? I can't remember. It's been years since I saw that movie. We will get that. Apparently here it's a Yokohama. There we go. That's... I might actually have to keep that name. And I went with Canada for the starting one, but Yokohama fits in with the character, I guess. I forgot about that. It comes with the EPS manifold. Or enhanced plasma manifold, I should say. Now, if this works out the way it's supposed to... Aha! Excellent, yes. Ready the starship for the first time. All my equipment from my previous ship is automatically transferred over. Now I can discharge this one so that it's not using up space. And because, yeah, it's just the starting ship, we don't need to keep it around for anything. Alright, so let's hail on this then.
I've received a report there is a Bolian freighter that is overdue arriving at Earth space dock. It may need assistance. Please talk to Malcolm Sissel in the shipyard. He will have more information about the missing vessel than I do.
Okay, so we can talk to Malcolm Sissel if we want. We're right here next to him. He's just down the back area there. Don't particularly feel like it. He's not going to tell us anything that was really vital to the mission. But what'll we get out of it? Obviously experience and expertise, some dilithium, that's nice. Is there a personal comm code is nice. Energy dampening armor, that's nice. New shields, new warp core. All nice stuff, so accept that. Well, we were going to accept it anyway, but, you know, it's nice to know what we're going to get. And since we don't want to talk to Malcolm, we'll beam up to the ship. Where we'll have to go through another run of setting things up, because we got to organize our space skills and whatnot. Oh, right. Wrong button. New ship. Have to assign stations. Explorers. Zarva. Zephrel. Okay, so get, and get. You can go there, you can go there, you can go there. Let's see, powers. Evasive maneuvers is somewhat useful, so we'll put you in at number 4 there. And since we've got them, we'll grab the shield battery just in case I need it. I do not expect to need it in this early in the game. Set our torpedoes to auto fire because reasons, and depart. Because we are good to go now. That was relatively quick and painless. Now I'm going to get into combat and discover that I forgot
My friend
something.
sacrificed so much to secure peace with the Klingons. I bear the responsibility for the consequences to him and his crew. A thought that troubles me to this day. The hope was that this alliance would last forever. It did not. The Klingons have chosen war. The Federation is doing its utmost to protect its borders and the billions of innocents who call this space home. But I fear that this conflict may be our undoing.
More awesome voice acting from Leonard Nimoy there. We'll head off to our mission. Oh god, I'd forgotten how slow these low-tier ships are. Ugh, warp 5. It's so painful. Oh, right. I do know what I forgot to do. Haha. Forgot to set all my power levels, didn't I? The manual power level setting. Okay, there's balanced. Save that. Engine. Let's, want more power. Whoa, 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 whoa. No. Can't get you down to minimum. Lock. More power to the shields than the... Excellent, that'll do. Save. Shield setting. Again with the freaking weapons. Go, fuck. Shield setting. Lock shields. Engines up to 50. Lock them there. Everything else can go into auxiliary. Save. Weapons. Shields at 50, that's good. We'll lock them there. Engines at 50, because that's the minimum I want it at. Lock that. Everything else into auxiliary. Because weapon power doesn't affect torpedoes in any way, shape, or form. They don't need it to fire. It doesn't increase or decrease their damage yields. Nothing. But the auxiliary will affect... Oh. I did save that, right? Yes, okay, good. The auxiliary power level will affect my science abilities. Alright, let's resume course now that I've actually done that. See? I knew there was something I'd forgotten. Always is.
To any ships in range, this is Dana Brott of the transport SS Azura. Please help! Warp core containment field down! Radiation flooding ship! Communications and life support failing! Cannot eject warp core! Need immediate evacuation and assistance! Please help us!
Alright. There she is. There we go. Rescue the SS Azura. Let's get her done. Oh god, that sounded so hillbilly.
To any ships in range, this is Dana Brott of the transport SS Azura. Please help. We're being pursued by Orion raiders. Crew injured, taking heavy fire. Dropping out of warp near your coordinates. Need immediate evacuation and assistance. Please help us.
Alright. Dropping out of warp? Looks like she already dropped out of warp. Seem to recall, first few times I played this mission, you did actually see the freighter dropping out of warp. It must be a recent glitch, I guess. Amazing how they can travel at warp speed through that frickin' asteroid field in order to drop out right next to me. Alright, yeah, let's go. We'll scan this first. Hey look, hydrazine! Well, at least now we can make water to grow our potatoes. In case anyone didn't catch the reference, yes, I've just finished watching The Martian. I should use this. Launch mines. Why am I zoomed so far out? Booyah. Took him out with the mines. Now, there is a little hidden accolade to be gotten here. Oh, too fast. By flying through here. Yay, there we go. Almost slammed myself into the asteroid. Good thing you wouldn't have actually done anything. Booyah! One down. Let's get some sensor scans on there. Sensor analysis, sorry, on this one. For anybody who hasn't played a science vessel before, this is basically a debuff for the enemy. As long as you stay locked on, it keeps building stacks until it hits the maximum is 6. Now, is there anything in the area, any anomalies? There is. Where is it? Oh look, more hydrazine. Even more potatoes for us. There we go. Our potato supply is secure. Yeah, it's basically a debuff for the enemy. Each stack does 5% bonus damage and power drain. So like my... Well, actually, I don't know if it affects shield drains or not. If I had the siphon power ability, it would definitely affect that. But extra 5% damage per stack is nice anyway. I mean, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25... So that's 30%. Yes, I just had to count it out. I know, I'm an idiot. It's like 30% at 6 stacks. I don't know if it's a maximum of 6 stacks. I suspect it is because the 50% reduction to all incoming heals happens at 6 stacks. And I mean, it applies a stack every so many seconds while you've got locked onto the same target. Anyway, let's carry on with the mission. Rescue the freighter before their warp core breaches. Detecting elevated radiation levels on the Azura. Alert the transport chief of the situation. She can brief you before you beam over to the Azura. Okay, let's go to the transport room. Yeah, that's all good. Alright, talk to the chief. Yes, I know how to toggle between shooter and RPG. I just choose not to because my reflexes are crap and I'm no good at shooters anymore. Concerned about radiation on the Azura. She might have some damage to the warp core. Well, no shit, that's what her message said. But our sensors can't pick up enough to determine exactly what you'll find over there. I'm sure I can send you and the away team to the ship safely, but getting you back might be a problem until the critical damage is repaired. Someone transport ready to go, and be careful. Okay. Alright, nice to know she cares about us. Probably look bad on her performance review if she lost her captain. There we go. No, I'm gonna... Yeah, that's the weapon I want. Yeah, multiple life signs. Some of them are the Azura's captain and crew, but the rest are Orion. Plasma leaks are blocking our path to the survivors. We'll need to use the consoles to safely vent the plasma. Okay. Let's get going here. Draw weapon. Yeah, I know about the accolades. Loot. You can tell I've been playing RPGs for a while, can't you? Loot everything! Now in here is... Ah, there she is. First part of our science accolade thing. Mission. Side quest. Patient showing signs of radiation poisoning, a hyperspray of hyaronolin. Hyaronolin? I think that's how it's pronounced. We'll take care of the symptoms, but you'll need to spend a few days in sickbay. Alright. Apply treatment. Radiation level's too high, can't get a lock. Keep trying, have survivors wait on the pad, I'll transport them as soon as it's safe. Alright, so you go stand and be a target on that transporter pad. There's interesting differences between the three classes, if you will, here. You play as a science class, you get to save the crew. Play as the tactical class, you get to kill a bunch of Orions. Play as the engineer, you get to save the ship, which coincidentally saves the crew. I'm thinking I like the engineer better over... Well, we know I like the engineer better because it's the one I play the most, so, yeah. Alright. Die, Orion scum, die. Alright, good and dead. And you see that? See? Get into combat, first thing I do, aim and crouch all the time. Alright, you can die, and you can die. Anybody else want some? No? Okay. So, oh, tetrazine. Let's grab some of that. Won't be any good for our potatoes, but we can grab it anyway. Oh, and it's a blue. Nice. Open container. Nothing good there. Apply treatment to this one. And send her to the transporter room. Because apparently the Orions don't think to check the transporter room for people they can, you know, capture or shoot or whatever the hell they want to do. Well, whatever. I'm not going to complain. Alright, next room. God, this is so freaking easy. Of course, it doesn't stay easy, but, you know, for the moment, it's easy. And it stays easy for a while until we start seriously leveling up. Accolade complete. Critical care. Excellent. Let's get that last plasma conduit sealed up. Or rerouted, I suppose. And be on our way. Catastrophic failure of antimatter containment. Warp core breach is imminent. This breach is contained, the Azure will be destroyed. Okay, so speak to the captain.
We hit an Orion ambush on our way to K7. We lost our weapons almost immediately, and then we took a direct hit near engineering. Our warp engine's magnetic antimatter containment field failed. We had no choice but to drop shields and use the power to try to stabilize the containment field. As soon as the shields were down, Orions boarded the ship. I'll never let those green pirates have the Azura. Please, take my crew to safety. I'll keep trying to stabilize the warp core. If I'm lucky, I can buy you some time.
Alright, I'll help your crew. Because it's what I do. And of course, right here, this is the engineering one. You do that, there's a couple other consoles you do some stuff on and you manage to save the ship. But we're not an engineer, so we can't do that. What we can do is grab this thoron particle, which is a nice little green crafting material. And we shall head out here. Oh look! Here's the tactical accolade. You use this console and you spew out some, I don't know, plasma or something to kill that first group of Orions there. But it's not quite as satisfying as just shooting them. Alright. Die, you Orion scum. Oh, sorry, wrong franchise. Alright, that's all of them cleared out. Let's get the flock out of here. Yep, there they are. All 3 of them. Should be 5. I mean, I rescued 3 on my way there, and then there was 2 that came with me from... whatever. Bug report! More Orion ships on the way. Great. Damn Orions just don't know when to give up, do they? Beam out. Alright. Speak to Transporter Chief. Chief, more Orion ships inbound. Need back on the bridge. Yada yada yada. Okay. Use turbo lift, which miraculously takes us straight to space. Getting message from the Orions.
We're being paid handsomely to keep Starfleet from interfering with the Klingon negotiations.
That's from an entirely different mission. Report a la bug. That's French for bug report. Yeah, shit, this is gonna hoit. Not as much as I thought it would. Yeah. Ah, okay, sensor scan on that guy. Aha, projectiles in motion. Boom, boom. Booyah, take that. More hydrazine. In range to try and get transport lock on Captain Brot. Alright. Yeah, we're already in range. Oh, bye-bye Azura. But hey, at least we got the captain off. So much for the captain going down with her ship. Her. Captain brought safely aboard, sir, just in time too. Got her just before the ship exploded. We saw that. Captain Brot has requested that we take her and her crew to sector space. Starfleet will get them home from there. She said she'd be happy to speak to you if you wish. I don't really wish, because there's not an awful lot. One anomaly. Oh, there it is. Magnesite ore. Let's go get that before we leave. Scan. Alright. I do believe that's us done. I don't really want to speak to Captain Brot because, well, it's a whole bunch of exposition that we don't really need. So we shall depart the system. I mean, it's nice that they put it in so you can, you know, learn things about the universe and whatnot, and the characters and yada yada, but don't really need it as such. Okay, hail contact.
Well done. You saved that crew just in time.
Yeah, I'm awesome. Alright.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Yay, ranked up. Level 4. Alright. Not gonna get that just yet. Save that for the next video. In the meantime, you've acquired Energy Dampening Armor Mark II, and I'm wondering why in the hell I'm still using basic armor. Okay, we're both still... There's only two of us who have armor. Alright, so I'm going to equip that on myself. Put the other one that I had onto Vrel. What's this? Integrated targeting armor. Physical augmentation armor. Well, they're better than nothing, I guess. Put them on these guys. I don't need medical hypos. Shield charge would be nice, though. Okay, ship. Out of danger? Yes. Alright, new shields. Yes, that'll be nice. New warp core. Now what does this give us? Well, boosts our max warp speed to 5.6. Not that huge an improvement. 0.5 additional shield power. 5 maximum shield power. Starship plus 5 starship sector speed. Whatever, it's an improvement, so we'll take it. Couldn't equip those even if I wanted to. Oh, they are equipable on a light cruiser, so the basic starting ship can use them if... And most people would still be using that ship at this point. Of course, this was a random drop from a destroyed enemy, so there's no guarantee that anybody else would get it anyway, so, you know. But whatever. Alright. I do believe that's enough for this video. We've completed the first mission, the first actual mission. I can't believe that tutorial took 2 freaking videos, an hour apiece, my god. I mean, admittedly, a bit at the beginning of the first video and the end of the second video was me blathering away and, you know, doing various things, not the actual mission itself, but still. Anyway, I think that's enough for tonight. So, yeah. I will see you whenever I see you.